tax return information is protected almost the same as, your medical record, right? So in that case, anybody that's complaining has valid concerns. What it is, it's your boy Carlton with another video for anything, everything. And I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm back rolling. So I'm pretty sure you guys see all of the hoopla that's going around surrounding President Trump suing the IRS for $10 billion. That guy crazy. For $10 billion, right? And being awarded $1,776,000,000, obviously 1776, yada, yada, yada. And now he's using that money to, quote unquote, pay back people that was abused or taken advantage of or unjustly persecuted and things like that by the Biden administration and things like that, including January 6th rioters and et cetera, et cetera. But surrounding that information, there's been a lot of
fake news
coming out. So I wanted to make this video to clear some things up surrounding everything that transpired. First thing foremost, what brought this to come to pass? What made all of this even be able to happen and et cetera? It's because Donald Trump's taxes was leaked illegally. In 2023, someone by the name of Charles E. Littlejohn was charged for illegally leaking Donald Trump's tax returns and a few other, wealthy individuals. Littlejohn giving out personal tax information took place between 2019 and 2020 of him essentially leaking out the information to news organizations. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but tax return information is protected almost the same as, your medical record, right? You have to sign a HIPAA release form, and the same thing when it comes to the IRS. For someone to legally access your tax return information, you have to fill out a form called Form 8821. And I fill out that form whenever I'm trying to apply for anything that they need my tax return information. So the simple fact that Trump did not give that authorization for his information to be given out made it illegal, and Littlejohn was then charged in 2023 and prosecuted, et cetera, et cetera. So that is what led to Trump suing the IRS. Now, my boy went for $10 billion, and that's a little crazy, but it is what it is. Next, one of the biggest things that a lot of people are having a problem with is the fact that Trump controls the DOJ, essentially. The DOJ is a part of the executive government, and we know majority of the justices on the Supreme Court kind of sided with Trump, right? So essentially, a lot of people is accusing him of essentially using his powers and his influence surrounding the Supreme Court and the DOJ to essentially reach that verdict of getting $1 billion. Now, here's the problem with criticizing him to do that, because both political sides do it. So yes, it's a problem, but it's also a problem when you try to hone it in on Trump as if he's the only person doing it. We've seen this with past administrations, and we're going to see this with future administrations. This is why certain things like gerrymandering exist. They both will complain when the other person do it, but they both will not try to eliminate it altogether. Now, the Justice Department says that Trump and his two sons will receive an apology, right? And that there will be that monetary structure, but him and his sons won't receive any money directly. Here's the swindle. Even though it says that Trump won't receive any money directly, it does not exclude any corporations he's tied into. The Justice Department said that the fund is going to be appointed by 5 individuals. And those 5 individuals will essentially handle who gets paid out from each person that files a claim to say that they were wrongfully done by the Biden administration. So in that case, anybody that's complaining has valid concerns, because not only do Trump control the DOJ, but also he's clearly going to control those 5 people that's going to be managing the fund. And again, even though it says that the money will not go directly to him and his sons, it does not exclude any corporations that he is involved in. Now, that essentially concludes all of the meaty part of what's going on. Now, here's my personal take on it. In the words of Finesse 2 Times, it's cool when they do it, it's a problem when I do it. Guys, listen, one thing that I've come to realize about Republicans and Democrats is they're all trying to do the same thing, but when the other person accomplishes it, it's a problem. Now, when it comes to monetary structures and financial advancement when it comes to Trump, I've been critical of this. especially when he came out with this meme coin. Whatever this $1 billion that they don't have access to, I'm pretty sure they made way more than that from his meme coin and Melania's meme coin. And in my personal opinion, I don't believe he should have been able to do that. Yes, he's an influential person and we can't take that away from him. He could have relaunched a meme coin when he wasn't a president, but the simple fact that he became a president, then became a president again, I do feel like that's something that should have been limited. And now concerning this lawsuit, it's like, okay, he had 100% probable cause to file this lawsuit, but at the same time, the simple fact that he's going for $10 billion, I think that if he's for the American people like he say he is, that the American people is the one that's going to have to foot this bill. So should he be compensated and be done justly? Of course. But $1 billion? Damn, like what? For releasing some information? Paperwork? That's crazy. $1 billion. That's absolutely crazy. And now here's the problem that I have with Democrats and Republicans. The problem isn't even Democrats and Republicans, it's loyalists. People that have this loyalist behavior that no matter what Trump do or don't do, they're going to have a problem with it. And then vice versa, right? So for example, you have Democrats that will turn a blind eye to all of the political persecution that Trump did face. Like, you have to be the most biased person in the world to not conclude that Trump was targeted and politically persecuted. And then you have the Republicans. You have to be the most biased person in the world to not see some type of government overreach with how the Trump administration is playing out. And you'll see this with things like the tariff and now even not government overreach, but him enriching himself from the meme coin. All in all, concerning this lawsuit, the biggest problem isn't even him winning the lawsuit or him getting paid out. The biggest problem is number one, the amount, and then number two, the control he has concerning the DOJ, and then them being closely knit together when it comes to settling the case, right? And then obviously, number three, the payment structure. You can't say, okay, we're not gonna give money directly to, Trump and his sons, but then if you have, let me get this money LLC, and then you have Trump as a member or something like that, now we can send a payment out to let me get this money LLC. Like, come on, guys. Obviously, they're gonna find a way to go around it and still find some type of way to touch this money because he has a lot of people riding behind him. But that's just my personal opinion. I gave you guys the unbiased news aspect of it, where he had, probable cause and where there's probably some gray area, but you guys let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.